good evening or good morning, whatever time you're viewing this at. I'm happy to be here to talk to our people. This program is very specific for our people, and I'm going to be talking about the Detroit educational crisis and also the Flint water crisis. A little bit about why that's happened and the condition in which it has happened and why it has happened. But then I'm going to talk about also a solution to what we're doing to actually help our people, very specific solution. I took some notes because I want to get through this as fast as possible, because people only pay attention for so long, attention span. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. The Detroit and Flint water crisis, they have something in common. It's a common denominator in both of those. And if you can just think about it, it's real simple. What do they have in common? Poor black people. And then you ask yourself this question: why are there so many poor black people in the United States? And why are we always kind of concentrated in one area, like the inner city? And you just think about it. You guys already know the answer to that without me even asking that question. It's kind of rhetorical, but you think that's pretty much of a stupid question. But I just want to make, ABC sense out of all of this. Basically, the real situation is there are no economic opportunities for us as a people, meaning we can't even get a good job. When I say a good job, I'm talking about a job where it's not minimum wage, and I'm talking about a job where you can get as far as maybe skills trade or on-the-job training, where they train you and pay you a decent wage. That does not exist for us in this country. It has never existed for us in this country. Most electricians go through training, apprenticeships. Most journeymen go through apprenticeships. So it's very rare, very small percentage of African Americans have ever had those opportunities, and that's only because of our civil rights leaders of the past, like Martin Luther King, as far as affirmative action, where they had to bring on a few of us, but that's what they did. They just brought on a few of us. So the thing that blows my mind is that if they don't give you the good job, meaning they don't give you the income, two things happen when a few things happen. When you think about this, just think about this. They come to our communities, inner city, where we live. They build these ginormous factories. And I'm going to say probably 60% of the workforce is, I would say, skilled trade. They're not all educated, degreed people. But that workforce, we're just going to talk about that workforce that's not degreed and educated. Majority of those people live an hour away, half an hour away. They do not live I'm going to talk about Flint very specifically. They do not live in the inner city of Flint. They bring those people in from Burton, from Davison, from a lot of other white communities in that area. And they do two very, very harmful things. They will not give us, the people that live in that city, in that neighborhood, an opportunity to have that good job, or to train us to have that good job. And that does something very damaging to us, because therefore, if you take away the opportunity for good income, it's a trickle effect. If you don't have a decent income, you can't have a good education, your kids can't have a good education, because there's no tax base for that city to be able to have a tax base to pay for the schooling system. And it's really sad, because they're allowing these corporations to come into our communities and pay no taxes going towards our educational system. If they had let the corporations pay the taxes where we could benefit and have the education at least, but they're not even giving us that hand up. So there's no money going towards the educational system. So then our kids go to these inner city schools, and when we graduate, we can't read, we can't write, we can't do math, and we have a high school diploma. I went through one of those inner city schools, an all-black community, and when I graduated from high school, when I went to college, I had to take remedial courses. And I was a bright student. So my first year in college was just all remedial courses, at least the first semester, and then partially the second semester. And that right there is sad. But therefore, they're making it harder on our people to even get an education. We graduate from high school, no education, which then means you can't even get to college because you can't pass the ACTs or do anything because the education base is destroyed, all tied to income, economic opportunity. The other thing you have to look at is housing. So we have to then be stuck in this area that's economically poor with no opportunity. So what happens to our communities? We become crime driven because there's no opportunities, even though that's not the right way to route to take. But if you do that to anybody, any nationality, it's going to be the same result. So we have to become very intelligent in how we deal with this. I'm not going to just talk about the problems. I'm going to talk about the solution. But basically, I call it 3 strikes, you're out. If they kill your job opportunity, then they in turn kill your educational opportunity, then in turn kill where you live at opportunity, which means you don't live in a good neighborhood, which means then it's high crime rate, which then we end up killing each other off, dying as a people. Excuse me. And then you can see what happened in Flint, where they allowed the water to be poisoned. And when I say allowed the water to be poisoned, they knew those people were being poisoned, but yet they did nothing about it because they felt, I just be honest with you, this is just genocide. And that's their goal, has always been to exterminate us like cockroaches, to kill us off. Now it's through the water system. 9 people that they have verified have died because of that Flint water. And now not only did they kill us off in the streets and had us killing each other, as well as now you see the educational system in Detroit. It goes right back to what I was saying. We can't even get a good education. So the educational system and the Detroit educational system, as well as the Flint water crisis, is something that they have done unto us through genocide, through a systematic way of knowing very specifically what they're doing. And our thing is really helping to change that. But we have to change that, we cannot look to our government, because our government has done that to us. You see, the governor of Michigan, he won't even resign. And our government has done that to us. And our government has allowed the city of Detroit to be in a situation. The same governor has allowed the city of Detroit educational system to be in devastation as well. And we continually cry out and say, no justice, no justice. When are we going to stop crying out for no justice, when it has happened where our kids are getting killed in the street, by police officers for no reason, and our fathers are being murdered in the street for no reason? Basically, what we have to do as a people is begin to empower ourselves. And what we have done at Dreams Do Come True Incorporated, we have developed a wealth mentorship program very specific for our people. I am the founder and CEO of Dreams Do Come True. And I have actually laid out a path for your success. If you read our brochures and if you watch our websites, you will see that I do say things very specifically about why most of us don't succeed and why those that do succeed don't come back and help our people. The reason is because our people have been designed. It's like if you ever watch about dog fights or chicken fights or cock fighting, they did a lot of that down south. And then they inbred it in us too, because we did it. Then they actually did it with slaves as well. They actually had us killing each other as slaves. They didn't use dogs; they used black people. And if you do that to even any animal, even birds, and if you let those birds loose, those birds will go kill other birds because that is inbred in them. That was trained into them. And then they look for the offspring of those birds to continually fight. So that's a thing that they put in us. That's nothing that was just naturally there. We, as a people, have been downtrodden, have been totally devastated, and have been trying to be exterminated from their mainstream society. And I'm not here to give you gloom and doom. I'm here to give you a hope that I have actually made it to the other side of the mountain. And when Martin Luther King said, "Thank God Almighty, I'm free. I'm free at last. I'm free at last." I have actually got to the position to where I said, thank God Almighty, I am free at last. Where I was able to walk away from corporate America and live a life a dream life. a life that you could pinch yourself and say, is this real? A life that where if I wanted basically anything I want, I could imagine, I could just write a check for it. That's the success that I have attained by thinking right and working hard. And what they say, if the dream is strong enough, the facts never count. It's based upon what you do and what you put into it. And it's really focused on working as a people. My success came from, honestly, to tell you the truth, I went and I studied the mainstream, what they were doing, and got involved with the mainstream and what they were doing. And once I figured it all out and understood it, and got to that level of success to where I was able to walk away from corporate America and be financially independent. And what I realized in business is that they really did not want to work with me. The mainstream really didn't. And it really, as business grew, it grew. My businesses grew with working with our people. But then I also saw the trend where our people didn't understand or were trying to hurt their own people as they grew and not understand it, what was really happening. So now my thing is to educate our people to stop trying to hurt each other and let's get on the same page. And we have a mentorship program to actually help you to where we have our own. The whole goal is this long term is we can actually create our own economy. I mean, if you can have Chaldeans come from a whole other country and they have their own banking systems and a lot of other foreign people do that, where we have to work together as a people. So we put all our money with our own businesses. But our businesses have got to come up and step up to do the right things and be good businesses and not say just support me because I'm black. No, support me because I'm a good business. And that's what our goal is, to help people. So our corporation encompasses a lot of different ways that you can get involved with Dreams Do Come True. One way is if you are a business owner, we will embrace you, help develop you as a business owner by you being able to attend our functions and our conferences that will actually educate you and teach you the right attitude and you can ask questions of those things that we can give you our best knowledge and how you can succeed in those areas. With 30 plus years of my personal experience in the business world, as well as an opportunity where if you have no money, you are in a position where you haven't started a business yet. In reality, in my opinion, that's the best position you could be in, because now you don't have to have all that overhead. We can literally teach you how to run a business in a very efficient manner, in a very efficient way, to where you can develop a multiple 7-figure income with pure efficiency. Our system is designed with efficiency to where we don't want to play games with those, I call it, let's say, thuggish black people. People that are not serious about success. People that are playing games. And we call it CPT time, people that don't want to show up on time. We want the right people to be working with us. So we have a screening process, whether you can get involved as a partner or a business affiliate, or become part of our team. As well as we have opportunity for internships. We also have opportunity for employment for those that are really looking to do something different, because we're growing, having dramatic growth as a corporation. But you still have to come through our process, our screening process, which is actually, I think, laid out on our website, and what you need to do to become part of Dreams Do Come True. And from this point on, definitely get involved as far as make sure you go to the website at ddctwealthmentors.com and review all the videos, especially Flint, Detroit water crisis, which is this video here. Kind of rhetorical because I'm talking about the videos I'm making it. And the other thing is American Greed. Watch that video. It's a very powerful video. Probably the video you want to watch is what they've done to this country and how they basically enslaved the entire nation. So watch those videos, get to understand where our heart is and where we're coming from as a corporation, and then as well as get involved in one of our conference calls where you can actually listen and talk to me and ask me questions personally. That'll be every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. There'll be a link you can actually tap into, and you can do be on the phone or you can be on your computer. Either way is good. You can listen in, you can ask questions, or you can actually see, be able to visually see me as I talk and reach out to our people. But my heart is to help our people succeed, because if we got to do something. We can't just keep letting them genocide us in this world. And they do this all over the world, just killing us off. So with that, take care. God bless.